Okay, the intro's over. Time to grab your drink and sit down. Come on, we're starting. The lights and everybody's moving and the phone is off and the jack. Got to make sure the whiskey is closed. That's important here. I actually was here way ahead of time. I really was. And I had everything going for me. I had all my stuff and figured out. And I was doing my right thing. And I was thinking, this is good. It's not bad. It's good. And then it turned bad. And then it turned good. And then I got everything wrestled in. I thought, I know I'm missing something. And then the internet went out. Pong! And then it was gone. And I was like, God damn it. So I'm looking around, plugging the cords back in, seeing what happened over there, doing the thing. And then all of a sudden it came back on, but the stream had lost itself, and I had to erase the one and start the other. I'm just telling you, at some point in my career, I'd like to have a trained engineer to go along with this trained broadcast professional that you see before you. It would be, let fucking go of my wire, you let go. Piece of shit, thinking there's some animal under me pulling on my fucking wires. And it's not a metaphor for sex. There's not an animal pulling on my wires. That doesn't mean there's an animal pulling on my wire. That means that there's something. I'm making up an animal because my wire was caught, and I didn't want you to blame me, which you're going to do anyway, because I'm all fucking. Where are we? Stuff. Things. Who's in here? Mary Math is in here. She said, hello, handsome. Let's get the drinking going. Mary, we still have to sit out after the barbecue's done, my dear, as you and I have done on many occasions, alone with you and I. Let's drink and let's arm wrestle with that drink and let's see who's really got it going on. I'm sure you can still put some away, even though your bar hopping days are gone. Mine are too. Mary Mathis, she will be a challenge for me at the barbecue. It's going to happen. Who else is going to be here? Mrs. Four is in here swinging a big blue wrench. Stoned Yoda's back. Hey, Stoned. Krista Rose, no go. Sandy GXMom swinging a wrench. Now, my wife didn't even want to be out here with me. My wife wanted it. She said, okay, honey, if I just sit in my office and do my stuff in there in the office? Yeah, I guess it's okay. All right, look, we got stuff to do. Kel's calling me handsome. Sammy Pancake in there too. Don't. There's so many. There's so many things. I just can't do them all. But listen to me. There's so much. We can make a 3-hour show tonight. I know we could if we wanted to. I don't know that we're going to, but there's so much stuff in here. And some of it's pretty serious and I'm pissed. And some of it's really lighthearted. And some of it you start off going, what the fuck? And then at the end you go, oh, okay, that's not so bad. Now, you see, that is a well-rounded live stream. That is a well-rounded time that we spend together. Some call it a live stream, some call it a podcast, and some call it a sling blade. I call it a sling blade. Some call it a sickle. I call it we got to get the podcast going on here right now. That boy ought to not be drinking things like whiskey. And then my wife will hang up. If I keep doing that voice, she'll rip the headphones off. There's not a quicker way to get her dressed, out of bed, lights on, car keys in hand down the driveway than in the middle of some amorous activity, begin talking like the guy from Sling Blade. All right, so here we go. Mary Mathis dropped in $10 from a whole screen yellow. She says, you're on. That means I shouldn't even drink tonight because I'm going to have to get it all out of my system so I can absorb alcohol on Sunday. But we also have to pay for Sunday. Nail Lover, remember, for 4 months, she's an extra. Nail Lover's been around longer than 4 months. I'm quite sure of that. Okay, listen up. So here's the deal. Now, I don't whore myself out much. Well, that's not true. I whore myself out every time I come on camera. Why? Because it's fun. But I'm telling you, God was smart to make me a guy. Because with the way I feel about sexual misconduct, unbecoming a person in my teenage years, if he'd have made me a woman, now we might not have had to worry about it if I looked like this and I was a woman, but still, you get the idea. So I don't try to whore myself out too much, especially these days. However, Weezy16 member for 5 months, bottom of the Glass Nation. Tonight, in a lame, terrible, horrible attempt to help cover and offset some of the rising costs of the barbecue and the things that go along with it, I'm going to sell shots of whiskey. Not to you, to me. Now, you can't go, if you're going to do, I forget, I didn't even write it down, whatever the rules are on there. They're posted, the rules are posted on the description of this. And my wife should copy and paste that over here so I can read it in the sheets. To my left, to your right, is another monitor where I've got sheets written down. She's copying and pasting the important shit you're saying, but it was like $50 for a shot, and then it was like, I don't know. Whatever it is, it's not cumulative. You can't just add $5, $5, $5, $5, $5, drink. No, I'm not doing that. If nobody turns in any money, fine, then I'll drink on my own. But if somebody wants to donate a little bit to offset the cost of the barbecue that's coming up, and you guys want to throw out some money to do that, normally you guys throw out a few bucks anyway. So in keeping with the spirit of donations and how wonderful you guys are with our causes, if somebody wants to just tweak it up a little bit, I'll drink. And I won't stop. I'll keep drinking. I know there's some people in there that would push me over the edge just to see me fall. Loud One. I'm glad Loud One is on the road right now. If that motherfucker was in here, he'd whip out his credit card. He'd be going, $100 bill. 10 minutes later, $100 bill. 10 minutes later, $100. Until I'm going to be 6 double shots in, and he's going to watch me slurring my words looking like a baby with my wife running in here and wiping my face with a diaper. It's just how he is. But I would do the same to him, saying he knows that. All right. Zach James, even though I won't be able to make the barbecue, I'm happy to contribute. Looking forward to that handshake and meeting you in October, as are we, Zach. And remember, Mary Mathis dropped in $10. Zach dropped in $5. Believe me when I tell you, even the 5s and 10s and those dollars are going right towards the barbecue that's coming up this Sunday. We have a lot. We have a lot to pay for, and we are contributing quite a bit to helping other people get here. Some people that couldn't quite, so we've done, there's quite a bit of that Gen X Talks is funded for people to try to be here, and that whether you donate anything or not, we're still doing it. I'm just saying that it helps offset the cost. All right. So $50 for a shot, $100 for a double, $200 is 2 doubles. I will try to do them right in a row if anybody donates one thing at any time. But if it starts coming down kind of heavy and hard, give me a minute to space it out. Let me tell a story in between, would you? I'd appreciate that. All right. So the first drink is going to be on me. I got one right here. And it's in the Bottom of the Glass Nation. You see that right there? Look at that. Bottom of the Glass Nation shot glass. That's right. Some of you have some of these. They were limited edition for a while. They're gone now on the website. But I was going to drink this in between the blurb that we do, in between the starting soon and the intro. I come on and I say something clever and witty, and then we go to the intro, and then 6 minutes later, here we are. Pong! But I couldn't do that because the internet fucked me up. So I had something I was going to tell you, something very emotional. So I'm going to try it right now. I'm going to leave and come back, say something emotional, then I'm going to leave and come back. I'm going to try to set the mood. All right? I used to be very good at setting the mood. I'm not so sure if I'm good at it anymore, but we'll try it. All right, so. You know, ladies and gentlemen, songs sometimes stop me dead in my tracks. I got to admit that to you. And this week it's been Bob Seger. Bob Seger songs have been popping up here and there, and they have taken me right back to when I was 17 years old. In fact, when a Bob Seger song has been coming on the radio lately, I have stopped what I'm doing, dropped what I'm doing, pulled my car over to the side of the road, sat on the hood, grabbed something to drink, light up a stogie if I got one, and write out the song. It's funny how those songs, and for some reason this past week it's been Bob Seger, has taken me right back to that era in my life. It's just funny how sometimes things like that can trigger memories. So, Bottom of the Glass Nation, here's to your memories. We'll be right back. Now, see, there's the momentary pause. You see the dramatic sound, the dramatic silence, the dramatic sound of it. You see how I did that? Now, as a trained broadcast professional, that was in the third semester of my class. Oh, it was a thing. Yes, Mrs. Fort Wattency. PayPal, Mark Weedow. Love Mark Weedow. $30 is not much, but I hope it helps. That is, if you'd have had 20 more on top of that, I'd have had a drink again. Thank God for Mark Weedow, because he didn't put that in, so I'm okay. All right, what else in there? Mrs. Fort Watton, member for 1 year. What are we drinking tonight, General? I got the old traditional number 7. I got to work my way through some of those. We did get some stuff in the mail. I got to say I'm a little scared to touch it. And I know you guys send me little bottles and mason jars of moonshine. I get that. And if it comes with a label and it comes with ingredients, I get it's moonshine. But I promise you, when you go to Mrs. Fort Watton's house, when she takes you at the back of her 15 acres to her granddaddy's still, and she pours you a mason jar of that peach hooch she's got, there's no ingredients on the outside. When there's no ingredients on the bottom, when there's no ingredients on the container, that's some shine. Just letting you know, not that I'm not appreciative, I am, but some of this stuff looks scary. So when the barbecue comes, I'm gonna whip some of that stuff out and say, okay, who's ready? And remember, Mrs. Ford, this will interest you a lot too. We're trying to do we're trying to get camera angles set up where the kid can bounce and forth between a group shot, a down the bar shot, an overhead shot. We're still working that. We're going to have something. We're going to have something for that. But if the kid runs the thing with his headphones on and switching cameras, it should work out really well, because these cameras in here, we can detach them, and we got some extra cables, and they don't have to be super long. They can get to right to where we're going. So this actually might work, and it might work really, really well. I don't know if it's going to be as good as the kitchen show. You guys remember the cooking show with all the different camera angles? We got more cameras now. I just don't know that we'll be able to hook them all up the way we want, but we're getting close. We're getting close. The kid and I talked about some ideas today on that. We're formulating a plan, but it should be a tremendously awesome, funny live stream that guaranteed to get us canceled. Guaranteed to get, well, with the alcohol, the cussing, the nudity, and people speaking their mind, 10 minutes, 12 minutes tops, and we'll be done. So make sure you tune in early. Otherwise, you're going to get, this channel has been suspended, and we got to start all over. All right. So, Mrs. Ford, that'll be good for you. Stoned Yoda, new member. I'll pay $150 for one of those shot glasses. But then, Stoned Yoda, are you serious? This is like, I've only got a couple of these left that I use. We went through all of them. We had auctions. We had giveaways. I'd have to give you one of mine. I'll tell you what, Stoned Yoda, if you do $150 in PayPal, if you do $150, I will clean this one out, and I will sign a picture, one of our pictures for Gen X Talks, to you, thanking you, and I will send you this one. And this is, I think this is, oh, this is numbered. Hold on. Oh my God. It's numbered. Can you see that? Can you guys see that, or is it down this way? It's numbered. It's number 1 of 200. Remember when we did this and we sold these and there was 200 only? There wasn't 3 number 4s. There wasn't 10 number 6s. It was just this. That was this is the only 200 one. Stoned Yoda, if you do that, if you do 150 on PayPal, I will send you this one. This is mine. This is mine to help offset the barbecue cost, because it's costing my wife an arm and a leg. You don't have to, but since you brought it up, and you do it through PayPal, I'll do this one for you. All right. Hogs 14, member for 2 months. General, what's the most alcohol you have drank in one sitting? Clever story on that. Good question. It wasn't too long ago, and I'll have to ask my wife. She's in the thread right here. GXMom's, and she's in blue. She can confirm this. It was a Friday night. We had a party at our house, and I drank a 5th of Jack Daniels. The next night, we had a big party, a big barbecue, big swim party, lots of shenanigans, and I put away a handle by myself. Monday, I had a doctor's appointment, and she took me. I was up Sunday morning. I was up doing my thing, and we went to the doctor's appointment. She told my doctor, she stood in the office and goes, Friday night, he had a 5th. Saturday night, he had a handle. He didn't drink at all Sunday, and now he's here Monday. And they did blood work on me too, just to see where I was at. I could drive. I could drive, but that was got to be one of the closest ones in a row. Other than that, I don't know, because the quantity of alcohol sometimes is overcome by the quality. And what I mean by that is I've traveled a bit, and I seriously have drank some shine from the Deep South. And let me tell you, there's some stuff about the Deep South you don't fuck around with if you're not from there. And I wasn't from there. And I'm telling you, I was a few shots into some of that clear shine that bit you the moment you got it near your face. It snapped out like a rattlesnake and bit my lip before I even got to it. Some of that shit put me under 3-4 shots. We didn't get very deep in it. I'm telling you. So there's some stuff, man. There's some stuff out there. And here's the deal. It wasn't bad. This is kind of like, this is my philosophy on alcohol as it is on like hot sauces. You can make a hot sauce so hot that no one can, it burns your mouth, burns your face, lights your head on fire, explodes out your ears, fine. But if it doesn't taste good, nobody cares. The idea with hot sauce, as with whiskey, is make it so delicious, make it so flavorful that people can't stop drinking it, even though it's kicking their ass every time they raise the glass. Do you see where I'm going with that? That's a big thing. You have to do your hot sauce that way. You have to do your whiskey that way. I like the cigars that way too. They got to have flavor where the thing makes you inhale and want to choke you out, but you can't stop because it tastes so good. I think that goes with women also. I'd say I picked my wife that way. You know, absolutely just kicks my ass, but she's so delicious, I go back for more. I'm sure you can appreciate that. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you GXMom, whiskey, cigars, and hot sauce. That's on my t-shirt. that's on my next t-shirt. All right. So where were we? Bump. There was some stuff. I know. I got a drink. Stone Yoda, do 8 the 150 and I'll give you a shot. Donate 150. Oh, Mrs. Ford got some shot glasses too. You want to know the truth? Mrs. Ford has more shot glasses than I do. From us, for legitimate single numbers, she owns them. She owns those glasses. She's got some stuff that I don't even have anymore. And so if she tells you do something, she got something, she ain't lying. It's a true story. Stone Yoda, remember, done tomorrow. Send me the link. My check hits at 5:15. PayPal, it's pinned to the top there, Stone Yoda. Shell says, member for 8 months, bottom of the Glass Nation. Best beard ever. There's Shell looking out for me. All right. Evil Air Projects and Bills, $20. Here's at the bottom of the glass. Thank you very much. Cheers, you weirdos. Well, we're all a bunch of weirdos. The basket of deplorables grows. All right, here's one. A $7.87, $50. One for the general. All right, let's do it. And it starts here. I took one this morning for you guys. I drank this morning. Not this morning, a little while ago. Moments ago. I have not been drinking, I swear. I drank one for you guys, entrance to the show, bottom of the Glass Nation. And then this one is from a 787 Fixer. So he's an airplane guy. All right, the $50. And look I poured a respectable shot. If you guys get me drunk, those shots may become less respectable as time goes on. But for right now, it's the same shot. All right. Oh. Trading wheels. Yep, trading wheels. Call me a baby. I don't care. Fuck you. All right. PayPal. Sam Pancake, $50. Thank you, Jen, for all the advice and support. I really need it. Cheers to you guys. Well, Samuel Pancake has been on my mind a lot. Sam's gone through a real hard time with his boys being in a car accident. They almost died. Other people in the car did. And Sam's going to be a single dad doing his best, and he had a really hard day yesterday, and he's got some very difficult days ahead of him. But anytime you guys see Sam around here, say hello. You should never let Sam go by without letting him know you guys are around. We do it in Discord all the time. He has my personal cell phone number. We talk when we get a chance. I don't normally promote a person individually because there's a lot of you in here, and a lot of you are worth your salt. Sam's a guy that's worth keeping around on this planet. And that's what we're going to do. Anything that we can do to help anytime he needs to bend an ear. I told him I'd wake up at 2 a.m. if he needed me. And there's only a few of you that I would do that for, and even less of you that I wouldn't. All right. Sun Valley Fox has 2 numbered shot glasses for sale. Numbers 126 and 127. Remember, there's only 200 of these out there. We have thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of people that come through this program. 200 glasses. That's all it was. We did it one time. We didn't do it again. No. Very rare. All right. So let me get to some stuff here. If we don't get to some stuff, we're never getting out of the way. But you guys want to do some stuff in there, I'll keep drinking. Otherwise, it's fine. We got it covered. Just trying to alleviate some of the pain and suffering that my wife has. Okay. Oh, shit. I didn't do that. Did I really forget all that shit in the very beginning here? All right, so everybody who didn't get the notification, if you're complaining that YouTube didn't tell you, or when Facebook doesn't tell you, or TikTok doesn't tell you, join Patreon. Some of the staff can put up the Patreon link. It's $1, but if you join it, you get an email. Half an hour before tonight's show, I sent out an email, just a couple sentences, and I just said, hey, we're going to be here, we're doing this, and it's at 6 o'clock, it's on YouTube, see you there. That's all. Now that goes right to your phone because it's in your email. Now you can decide if you want to show up or not. Because over and over and over again, and the closer we get to elections, what's going to happen? They're going to start choking down the conservative, the common sense channels. They're going to get less attention. They're going to get less push. They're going to get throttled. So if you don't want to miss something, then just go there. Go to Patreon. It's $1 and you're on your way. All right. Excuse me. The other one was, we had to postpone because of Hurricane Bitch Hillary. We could not get up to Eureka the way we wanted to. And my phone, I turned this fucking thing off. We talked about that. Turn off your devices. God, I even do it in a movie theater. I can't even fucking do it on my own phone on my own program. Talk about stupid shit. I even had the volume all the way down. Oh, notifications and all this shit got to be down. Okay, now we're up. All right, back to what I was saying. So we will be in Eureka. We will be at, what is that? Paul's Live from New York, pizza by the slice, New York style. It's a big 42 words in there, but we'll be at Paul's September 11th, 5:30 in Eureka. So if you're anywhere near Northern California, Eureka on September 11th, we'll be there, and you'll get an email. So join Patreon. You see how that came together? All right. So where were we? Yeah, we'll show that one later. We here's a big one. We went to Collectacon in Long Beach. Trippy Pineapple showed up. Two Bear welched. Two Bear found better friends and better people to hang out with, and then he went and did that with them, and he let me know in no uncertain terms he was not hanging out with any second-class citizens with third-class tickets on the Titanic. Well, it was a ship going down, so I understand that. But we did that. Last Saturday we were there. It was a lot of fun. We got up the booth inside. We were the only ones inside of the Long Beach Convention Center with a canopy. Because we were inside. This wasn't an outdoor flea market, but we set it up anyway. And I'm telling you, the crowd that was there was not age appropriate for Gen X Talks. It was not you guys. It was not me guys. It was those guys. And a lot of them did not have any sense of humor whatsoever. And this was kind of a weird gig because what is Collectacon? It could be anything you can collect. What if you had a collection of shovels and you wanted to bring all your shovels and let everybody know you were selling off your shovels? You could do it. It's Collectacon. And it was a weird mix of sporting cards, Yu-Gi-Oh cards, Pokemon memorabilia stuff, and then us. There was one podcast crew. We'll talk about them in a minute. There was us. There was no other creators there, social media. So we kind of had the run of that corner of things. And I got to tell you, the kids shook hands with over 200 people that were brand new, didn't have any idea who we were. Then they scanned the little thing. They spun the wheel. He gave away some free stuff just to figure out who we were and what we were doing. And we went there with Daniel Edwards and his production group. Daniel will be at the barbecue. Daniel will be up here. All we talk about with Daniel and the stuff we're doing, you guys want some insight, get Daniel and I talking about it. We'll tell you everything we got coming up and what we're planning. And we had a good meeting down there while we were there. It was a lot of fun, but that's why we went there. And it was odd, but we got through it. We got to sit there and people came, who are you and what are you doing? They would scan the thing. They would look, okay, now we got who you are. Nobody got mad at us. Not one person. Everybody came up. They shook hands. I think he shook over 200 hands with and met 200 new people. And I know I took about 10 pictures with people because there was some people that were like, oh my God, didn't know you were here. They recognized it, they knew the name, they knew they could list us our videos. They talk about the live streams. They knew some of you guys by name in the comment section. Some of you regulars. So when they were there, they were just, oh my God, thank God you're here. Because it was a bunch of children. It was a bunch of kids down there. They were all under the age of like 25. So let me see. Let's see, that one. I already did that one. Okay, so let me go back. I'll tell you. So imagine you got all these kids, and there's kids there from 7 years old with their parents up to, I don't know, the bulk of the thing was probably, they stopped around 27 years old. Some older, but most of them around that time. And I got in trouble a little bit. Okay, there's a bunch of stuff that happened there. They had Star Wars stuff there. They said, once I found out you could build your own lightsaber, well, we built their own lightsabers. The kid and I went and built their own lightsabers, and not the shitty ones. Like you don't pay $100 for one and like, okay, be careful. No. These you could actually build and beat the shit out of each other with them. Yeah, you could smack them against each other. They're built to last. And they were a couple bucks, but we did bang, bang, bang. So he got one for his girlfriend, and because Gen Z Kids' girlfriend is way into Star Wars. And I got one, of course, mine I wanted purple for Mace Windu, as you might have noticed. And so there was a lot of stuff going on like that. We participated as much as we could, but it was a very weird convention. The only common denominator is there was a bunch of young people there, and so this one dude had walked up. The kid was off doing something, getting some food or getting his lightsaber, and I was manning the booth. And a guy walks up, and I thought he was wearing like a king's robe. You know, I'm guessing he was some character in some video game or something. And the dude had to have been like 22, 23 years old. And he walks right up to the table and just stands there. And I'm like, hey, what's going on, man? And he looks around and I'm like, can I help you? Do you have a question? Do you know who we are? And he's looking at all of our stuff and looks at the wheel and looks at the name, gets back on his phone. And he said something to the effect of like, well, I'm here to see what's going on. And I said, okay, nice dress. I just was like, dude, thinking in today's standards that men dress like women and women dress, I'm trying to be very neutral and to be complimentary. I was trying to fucking fit in. So I made the comment, nice dress. I couldn't tell if it was a robe or a dress. It was purple and it had a thing tightened around it. I guess I don't know. But I said that, and then the guy was all indignant about it. I'm like, okay, what are you going to go fucking tell all your friends now? And then, so the kid comes back, and I'm trying to tell him and Trippy a little bit. So I don't know, the guy fucking said the saying. And then people went by they had costumes on, a lot of people in costumes. And there was ones that were dressed like cats, but they weren't just dressed like cats. They had fur like glued to their arms and glued to their face. And I was like, fuck, that's dedication. You know, who are they trying to be? And my kids said, don't say nothing to them. And I said, why not? He goes, you can't talk to them. They're Furbies or fur animals or critters or, I don't know. He had some name for them. And I said, wow. I said, that's weird. He goes, no, they believe they're cats. They believe they're dogs. I went, no, nobody believes that. No. They're a very protected part of society. It's almost like these fuckers are an endangered species inside of the LGBTQ plus, ABC movement. Literally, that's what I was told. Like, you can't talk to them. You can't approach them. I said, okay, because they're dressed funny, I can't say something. No. My kid will basically like, well, you know what the score is here. You're going to get fucked up. Go talk to those group. Go talk to those protesters. He's fine. I know what I'm getting into. This was the only one. He said, don't fucking say a goddamn word to them. Don't talk to them. Don't go there. I was like, I can't even see, because don't. I said, why can't I just go, hey, tell me about what you're doing? He goes, you're not allowed to. These people, whatever name they were for gluing cat hair to them, I wasn't even allowed to go talk to them. I just want to say, I felt it was okay to walk up and go, what the fuck are you doing? What made you do this? You do realize you're a human and you're pretending to be a cat. What made you glue cat hair to your arms? I have never seen my son more dedicated in putting a lasso around my neck and tying me down. He goes, don't do that. That is the one. Literally endangered species of the protected realm of whatever the alphabet movement. I was not allowed to say, so I didn't. Boy, did I want to, but I didn't. The only other thing that really happened there was Trippy and I forget what it was. Trippy, what were we drinking? It was like, he said it was $17 a shot. Trippy bought the shots for me the first time, but it was in a little plastic, and it was called pig whiskey, I think he said. And it just tasted. For those of you who drink at bars before, you know what a house whiskey tastes like. You know, something you buy just the off brand at Costco or something. You know, the Ralph's Blue Label just says whiskey right on the side. It tasted like a house whiskey. It wasn't anything. I don't know what name they called it, but it didn't. It just tasted like just barely whiskey. It should have been called. So there was that, and he was drinking, and then I got a picture of Trippy in there with his beer, too. Trippy drinking his beer after his shot. Where'd that one go? It's a good picture of him. There it is, Trippy beer. Yeah. I knew it is. It's Trippy. And then the kid sticking his fucking lightsaber in his face. This had to have been Trippy's 5th beer. But these things are fucking huge. It's not like there's just a little beer. It's not like a 12-ounce can. Trippy's on like number 5 of this one. And he was feeling no pain. He was having a good time there. Just letting you know. But Trippy did get fired on this particular occasion also. Why? Because, what did he say? He said I was eating a hot dog, and he made some gross sexual reference. Now, I didn't know. That's the problem. Wasn't that he said that. I can dish it out and take it, but it said I didn't know what it meant. He said some fucking weird combination of words that my son laughed. I didn't know what it was, and then he said what it was. My wife spit out her Mountain Dew. She was laughing so hard. I still didn't know what it was. But I felt bad because I was obviously so old. I don't know what the term was, but what the fucking term? Does anybody remember what he said? There was a fucking thing because I fired him on the spot for that shit. He's out. Like at the end of this month, he gets all of his shit just stripped from him. He's done. No email, no title, no blue wrench, no nothing. You fucking lose my number. He said it was I don't know. Somebody got to remember the name. Oh, there he goes. He told me I was raw dogging a glizzy. There it is. Yeah. He goes, hey, you raw dogging your glizzy? You raw dogging that glizzy? I'm like, I'm fucking eating a hot dog. He goes, yeah, looks like you're raw dogging that glizzy. I didn't know what the fuck he meant. I know now what he meant. I know now what that term means. I didn't know what it meant then, and I felt pretty stupid. I did. But this is what you don't tell the boss that he's raw dogging a glizzy, especially a nerdball like Trippy. He's, I shit bigger than Trippy. Okay? I'm a big guy. But Trippy was 5 beers in. So that's where we get. Trippy got fired. All hell broke loose, and for raw dogging a glizzy. So there you have it. So Trippy was fired. He was out of there. All right, hold on. I'm not done with that yet. We got a couple more things here. There's this. See, watch this. Trippy, you're fired. Boom, and he's gone. Let's see that we already talked about that one. Okay, and the real thing was at this specific event, Chuck Norris was supposed to show up. Chuck Norris was scheduled as their headliner, but we have the same problem we always have with Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris has owed me $20 since 1985. He just borrowed it one time. Wasn't a bet. Just like, hey, man, we were doing an event down at Universal Studios, and his guy was, he had people, so he didn't even carry his wallet. He had people, his guys, but they weren't around right then, and we were hanging out on a park bench waiting for this event to start, and he says, hey, man, can you spot me a 20? I said, yeah, spot him a 20. He went and did his thing, got a hot dog or something, or maybe he was raw dogging his glizzy. I don't know. I would never say that to Chuck Norris. And so he never paid me back. After the event was over, he's going to pay. So I called him up, didn't have it, went by his house, didn't have it. And, every now and then I drop a line, drop an email, knock on his door if I'm in his neighborhood. He's been dodging me since 1985. And what the worst part is every time Chuck is scheduled at an event, and I know I say, hey, I'm going to that event because he has to be there. I'm going to catch up with him. He pulls out, he skips the event. This year was the same thing. I went there. He knew I was coming to Collectacon. He knew I was going to be there. I was going to wait in line with all the other jabronis, walk up and say, Chuck, where's my 20? I'm not even asking for interest, man. Just give him my 20 spot back. So what does he do? He fakes a hamstring injury, and then he couldn't go. And all because he owes me 20. I love Chuck. Chuck and I have been friends for a long time, but $20 is $20, Chuck. And so, I don't start no trouble with Chuck. I love Chuck. But $20 is and he skates on me. And you think that a man of his stature would just show up and pony up the $20. I think it's personal. I don't think he likes me. I don't know what I did, but anyway, so Chuck still owes me $20. I'm still tracking him down. The next event he schedules, I'm going. I'm going to keep doing this until we make things right. I don't care if it's in Siberia. All right, where was I? Yeah, there was another story from there, but since no one's donating the big bucks, I'm going to go ahead and drink anyway. You know why? Because I can. I won't pour a huge respectable shot on that one, but we'll do it the way we can. So quick story time here. Got a story coming up from, is it a short one? Is it true? Is it not even true as a story? It's a true story. So we'll drink this one right now and continue on. Okay, so at some point, I got to take a leak, go to the bathroom. So I asked the kids where the bathroom points it out. I walk over there. Nice looking bathrooms. I mean, they're done in like a wood. You think they'd all be metal public school bathroom stuff from the 50s, and it's not. It's actually done it pretty well. The smell, on the other hand, you almost had to put, the underneath the vapor rub underneath your nose to go in there. That's how bad it was. True story. Horrible. I don't know what the women's bathroom was like, but that was this one. And so I go all the way to the end, and I go to a stall and close the door. Taking the leak, I set my stuff down. There's like a towel thing there. I can put my hat and my gear down on there. I don't undress. I don't take my shirt off. I don't undo my tie. I'm not doing my glasses. Don't think. I don't need to go to a bathroom with 3 shelves on it where I can, take off my socks and my suspenders and all that shit. No, it's not like that. But I do take a little personal time in there. And so I'm just finishing myself up. Now, guys, this is going to make sense. Women, you can just cluck away in the comment section. None of you are going to understand what this is, but guys are going to know what this is. I got my back to there's a wall on one side of me and a wall in front of me. All the stalls are to my left. You with me? Good. Glad you're coming along. All right. So I turned my back to the stall. I'm getting my stuff and just grabbed my hat, and the dude next to me has a tiny stream going. Now, don't ask me. It's a tiny stream, okay? Guys know, you could pull up next to a guy in a stall and your mind goes, oh, that dude's pissing like a racehorse. Do you know what that means? Because we all know what that means. And guys, we just instinctively, these bells go up. Boom, 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 boom. And this one, I was like, that's a tiny stream of water. Water. That's a tiny stream. And I got remember, the stall was to my left, but I got my back to it now. I'm thinking, and it's going on forever. It's almost like the dude took a 2-liter bottle and poked a hole in the lid, in the cap, and then was squeezing it really slow for like 5 minutes. It was a long, slow stream. And it was small. It was a small stream. High-pitched, if you know what I mean. So I get my stuff and I turn. The dude in the stall next to me going to the bathroom was looking at me. He was like 6'7", tall, skinny guy, just tall, skinny, white guy, Puerto Rican guy. I don't know. And his nose and his eyes are looking over the stall like Wilson on the fence. Remember Wilson looks like that? He's going like this. And he's looking at me like this, like very nonchalant, like he's just, hey, what are you doing over there? What's up, man? He didn't say a word. He just looked around like he was taking it all in. And the stream is still going. I was like, what the fuck, man? So I don't know whether he was watching me when my Johnson was out or not. My radar didn't go off. But I kind of wondered. But I was done at that point, gathered up my stuff. And as I'm exiting, miraculously, he's exiting. I'm telling you, when his little tiny stream ended, it ended, and he was out. So we both go over to the sink, and then we're walking out. There's a bunch of people in there. We get to the door to exit about the same time. Now, even though we've had this little moment, we didn't look at each other the rest of the time. I didn't get to the sink and give him a glance. He didn't get to the sink and give me a glance. We didn't look. You don't do that. There's etiquette. There's etiquette in male bathrooms, and there's certain shit you don't do. Yeah, he was breaking one of the rules by looking up, but he was tall. It's like if you were to confront him on that and say, dude, you're not supposed to be looking at my stall, he would have probably come back with, I'm fucking 6'7". What do you want me to look at? All right, fair enough. You know, there might be rules for super tall people that maybe I don't know about. No one has explained to me the super tall bathroom rules in public bathrooms. Maybe there's some stuff I don't know. So, but as we're leaving, now we're shoulder to shoulder walking towards the door. And the first thing I'm thinking of, because there's people coming in and there's people going out, I'm really not comfortable sitting next to him. You guys remember the movie Days of Thunder? Trippy just played that for us on the Discord movie theater a couple weeks back. Remember the hospital scene when they're both getting escorted out of the hospital in the wheelchairs? And they don't want to be next to each other, so one rolls faster than the next rolls faster. We took a couple steps. Now, we didn't have a long bathroom, but in those couple steps, it was like I intentionally took a big couple strides. I didn't gain anywhere on him. Now, maybe he was so tall, he was walking normally, and my fat, stubby ass needed to walk double time, and I still couldn't get ahead of him. Or perhaps he took a big step, too. Either way, we got to the door leaving at the same time, and you know what happened? Some dude comes running in, pushing people out of the way. Like this guy came in like he'd been prairie dogging it for an hour and was on his last 12 seconds. And he was dressed like Mario. You know, Donkey Kong, Mario and Luigi, Princess Peach, all that. This dude was full-blown, top to bottom, hair, wig, mustache, makeup, everything. As we got to the bathroom door, he's knocking people, coming right at us, knocking people away, and rudely pushes us out of the way. Split, pong, and then ran in. And, you know, we watched the guy go by. I was like, fuck, dude. So I looked back up, and the guy was looking right at me. Now, what are you going to say? You going to smile? No. So I did, and he didn't speak, so I had to. Comes a guy coming in, go to the door, boom, 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 knocking people, boom, knocks us to the side, turns back, look at that. I look up, he said, I went, fucking plumbers. He smiled. We both turned. We walked out gracefully. Nothing more needed to be said. I'm going to drink one more right now because I can. You know what we're drinking to? Can you guess? Are we drinking to public bathrooms? No. Are we drinking to people that are 6'7"? No. Fucking plumbers. I promise you're never going to forget that story now. You're going to be at a bar a year from now and someone's going to say, hey, man, make a toast. You're going to go, fucking plumbers. And you're the only one who's going to know what that means. All right. So, yeah, to Collectacon. It was a little bit of an interesting experience. Some stuff happened there. Not too much. Little things here and there. Fucking idiot. I'll tell you one more dumb story. The Long Beach Convention Center is pretty big inside. They must have had 600 or 700 booths set up. I mean, as far as the eye can see. So in the beginning, I'm staying with my truck, and there's a group of them loading, unloading, all the way to our spot, wherever our spot is, wherever our booth is going to be. They're unloading, coming back, unloading. So, and I said, okay, I'm going in now. So I walk in. I have no idea where these guys have been taking all of our stuff. Everybody's wearing black shirts. Everybody looks the same. I'm wandering through this place till I'm fucking out of breath. I finally call my son and go, I can't find you. Where are you at? He goes, ready? He goes, I'm at our booth. Well, no shit, Skippy. Where's the fucking booth? Now, on each table where you were at had a section. He goes, we're in section 16, the paper says. So I'm looking around. There's no signs above anybody. There's no signs all over. I go, where the fuck is section 16? I don't know where section 16 is. What the fuck are you talking about, man? So then we had to play, what do you see? And I'm like, well, I don't know. I can see the big, tall thing with all the Pokemon people on it. And he goes, I can't see that. He goes, like, what else do you see? I said, well, there's a center thing that in the whole place, the whole arena could see. It was covered in a blue tarp. So the people had set up the night before and covered all their shit in a big blue tarp. And I say, I see the area with the big blue tarp. He goes, well, no shit. Everybody sees that. You can see that from anywhere. I go, well, I'm to the left of the stage. He goes, I'm to the left of the stage. Now, to be fair, if you think about it like a baseball field, like Dodger Stadium, if he is standing halfway to first base, he would say, let's say halfway to third base. If the kid was standing halfway to third base, he'd say, I'm on the left side of the field. I could be out in the center field, but a little to the left. I'm also to the left in the left field. But we are nowhere near each other. So when I said I'm left of the stage, I was 500 or 600 feet deep in this thing. When he says he was left of the stage, he was 50 feet to the left. And so we're standing there going, well, we're both left. How come we can't see each other? I don't know, because there's a quarter mile of shit between us. I was getting very frustrated, but lack of communication. Mostly on my kid, man, because he's an idiot. But you guys know that. All right, so, all right, enough about that. Let me jump between the sheets, make sure I got everything figured out. I saw Tomash throwing a bunch of stuff down here, $3. He had a bunch of nice things to say up there. Tomash is our #1 guy over in Israel. When you see Tomash come across the screen, that man is on a border wall in Israel with a weapon, standing a post so that we can all be here. Don't you forget. Don't you ever forget Tomash. All right. Eric Leroy, I remember for 17 months, big red one. I made a live stream MIA for a minute, but here. Oh, so you were MIA, but now you're, well, thank you for showing up. Tardiness is never acceptable. That's not true. You can show up late. No go. Remember for 1 year, 186 shot glass met the floor one night. Oh, you dropped your numbered shot glass. Wow. I wonder how many of those 200 glasses are even left on planet Earth. I wonder how many are even left. I don't know. Brightcat342, what's your favorite age range after having kids? Do you like the baby stage toddlers? No, I don't do babies at all. I don't do toddlers at all. When they can start talking and communicating, I'm in. But until then, they just eat and poop and scream. I don't relate at all. I try. I'll tell you the only memory I have of Gen Z kid and the other kids, but Gen Z kid since he's the youngest. I used to take him down at Christmas in the middle of the night. No one else is up, baby. He'd wake up. He's 1 year old or so, a year and a half. And I would hold him sitting, facing out at the Christmas lights. And my wife would have low Christmas music playing all night. all night long, and just some gentle Christmas music playing, classic stuff. And I would stand there holding him in the sitting position, and his eyes would just look at the twinkling lights and listen to the music. That's about as close as I got. And I would do that because it was a him and me moment, and I would do that often with him in that time of year. That's it. Other than that, I literally, you walk around with him with your hands out going, oh my God, I'm going to break this thing. That's how it was. My wife loves the babies. All right. Silver Shire, first time ever seeing this channel. I subscribe. Thank you, Silver. Silver Shire, thank you for doing that. Now, it's like a first date, okay? If it's your first time here, it's a first date. Just sit back and relax. I'll do all the work. You don't got to do nothing. Tomash, remember, for one of your dear friends, I'm happy to announce that I received approval for my visa to the United States. Finally, after a year and a half, I succeeded. All right, everybody, Tomash is coming to the United States. Everybody, turn out your lights. Let's start packing right now because the country's ruined. Here comes Tomash. I'm just kidding. I fucking love Tomash. Hey, a true story about that. Tomash and I, we've known each other a long time. We went to different high schools together. You can look it up in the yearbook, page 36. Alan Lawson, member for 8 months. He's an extra PayPal. Mrs. 4, $100. Drink and be merry. Oh, shit. What is the $100 one? 100 is a double shot. Fuck. All right, Mrs. 4. I'm not going to pour them super respectable, but there'll be a shot. All right, Mrs. 4, you dropped in a $100 bill. I will not welch. It's not to the top, but it's this is a shot you get in a bar with those motherfucking measuring cones they put on their shit. Those little nipples that don't allow for any splash. Yeah. All right. So I owe Mrs. 4 2 of these. Here we go. There's one. Boy, I'm gonna wake up driving my truck halfway to San Diego tomorrow. Here's 2. I sure wish I'd have seen that PayPal before I drank the ones on my own. All right, Mrs. 4. Christina. Christine Dvordiak, $200. Double. Okay, you're going to have to give me a minute. I owe 2 double shots. That's four shots. I'm going to make this live stream go till 3 in the morning, and I promise between now and 3 in the morning, I'm going to drink them. I will leave it on my screen. GXMom, leave it on screen. Mary Mathis, do we have a $2 whore tonight? No, we didn't go for the $2 whore tonight. I actually, Mary Mathis, since she's asking, Mary Mathis, I tried to make you the $2 whore, and I was trying to put one of your boobs as the $2 whore, and it wouldn't even fit. It just you couldn't even tell. It just all I see was skin. It chewed up and couldn't do it. That's true story. When you guys hear at the barbecue, like, holy shit, the general ain't fucking lying. Of course I'm not lying. Tell you the truth. All right, got to look at something real quick here. Double checking something. Don't count me out yet. This is the thing with YouTube. When I want to see if they demonetize this, I'm going to look. Because all we've been doing is shooting the shit, talking, having a few drinks, and sometimes they do that. Let me go look. We go to content. I'm looking here and go to live. And then bottom left, no. Can you believe that? We at this moment are not demonetized. Wow, that's pretty cool. Yay, YouTube. You guys weren't being total assholes about. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. All right, so what am I missing over here? John Morgan, $5 Gen X Mom Spa Day after the barbecue. Think she will really... Yeah, she's going to really need it. One of the good things that is happening... There's quite a few people, friends of the program, people that you would know by name, not just staff, but people coming. Mary Mathis is one of them. Mary Mathis is going to move in. She's going to come in, plop down here in one of the bedrooms. She's going to take over for my wife, so my wife doesn't wear herself out before she's very good at that. My wife and her have been friends since high school, so this is secondhand for her. She knows her way around. It's going to be great. But there's other people doing it too. It's not just the $5 here and the $10 there, which is very thankful for you guys doing that. But it's also the people coming to help early so that we can get everything as set up as we can. We're not going to get the house perfect. We're not going to get everything how it's supposed to be, but it's going to be close enough to have a good time. It really will. And we'll set it up, and everyone's coming and tuning in, especially looking forward to Lionheart's coming Thursday. So I would tell him, well, take Thursday off, and when he's going to be fucking like, let's just go now. Because this is the way the guy is. He's on it. He's like, there's holes that need to be plugged, and he's going to start doing stuff right away. Two Bears coming up. He's going to stay 3 days. So there's a thing. It's going to work out really well. That'll alleviate a lot of the stuff where we can get the technical stuff and the cameras going for you guys. We should be on time. We should be ahead of schedule. Everything should work out really, really well. If you guys want to see a live stream, that should be one for the record books. It really should. All right. Where was I? Okay, I need to tone it down for a second and get serious because there was something. We talked about this about a year ago, and I want to explain something to you. So everybody just sit back in your chair for a minute. And if my sister-in-law is watching, I need you to hear this, okay? I kind of summarizing some things just for you. Mrs. Fort Watton gifted 5 memberships. I'll read those in a moment. All right, so listen. I'm going to try to condense this because this is important for you guys to realize how we got here. And what do I mean by that? Everyone, including myself, looks around at some of the nonsense going on and go, what the fuck? How the fuck did we end up here? This is not how we were going, man. This is the 70s and 80s, and how did we end up here? I figured it out. Now, there's many facets. There are many wherefores and what have yous. Don't discount all of them. Michelle Meese dropped in $5. Thank you, Michelle. But pay attention to this because I'm going to summarize. I did this once about a year ago, but it bothered me again with some stuff I saw in the news. And I summarized it. Okay, listen. We all know that common sense used to rule the day. Can we agree on that? That there was things you do and things you don't do. There's ways you behave and way you don't behave. And there was also some things you do kind of like, well, you act that way privately and that's fine. Just don't, you don't act a fool out in front of people. There was a certain agreed upon unwritten rule that we would all behave. Okay? Now, there was an exception to that. There was an exception to that rule that came to religion. Because I remember as a kid growing up, it's like, well, why are they doing that? Why are they acting that way? Why are they dressing that way? Or what are they doing? And the only time that you could ever look at someone, oh, that's okay. I'm sorry. Apologies. That's your religion. Remember that? And it really didn't matter. And once everybody kind of got into that, well, it's a religion. It's their religion. It's their religion. All right. Some people took it to extremes. And it's like, wow, you're really going to walk around naked with a triangle on your head and stare at the skies. All right, man, your religion. Who am I to say? Because religion is a very personal thing. Did you hear what I just said? Religion is a very personal thing. Now, for those of you at Fox News that you're doing your show prep, you're going to come out in a couple days, pay attention. This is where the meat of the story is. So back in the day, especially Jesse Waters, he's too young to remember. Jesse, just take my word. We were all there. All right, buddy? I love you. At that time, you would say, well, religion is a very personal thing to me, and my personal religion is my faith. You really have no right to question it. In fact, you need to accept it. It's like, all right, you weren't saying you were going to practice their religion. Remember that? Remember back then? But you did tolerate, like, all right, man, you do you. The main reason was because we respected personal beliefs, a personal religion. We respected that. And because the unwritten rule of that was even that they do it in the privacy of their own home or in their wherever they go, their synagogue, their church, their whatever altar they decide to walk up to, that's fine. It's them. I was doing mine, they were doing theirs, and that was it. And we left it alone. We never questioned it. You weren't even allowed to, and we certainly didn't want to. It was a personal faith, a personal religion, a personal belief. Now, I think we can all agree that back in the day, in the good old days of common sense, that was okay to do. It was okay to accept that because, whoa, who are you to tell anybody about their religion? You may think it's crazy, but you let it go. And somewhere between personal religion, personal beliefs about their personal religion, it just changed to personal belief. And it carried the same gravity. And I don't know how we let that slip between the crack. I don't know how we let that transition jump over without stopping it and saying, you're no longer talking about your religion. So you don't have that shield. I'm going to say some shit now. If you walk around thinking you're a Tyrannosaurus Rex, I'm stopping you right there. You're full of shit. You're not. Well, it's my personal belief. Yeah, I don't give a shit. You're fucked in the head. Back when it was something with their personal religion, absolutely. You had a book written by a guy. You had something on a wall, the commandments you were following. I get it. As wacky as I may think it is, I respected that. I left it alone. I left you alone. No big deal. You practice what you want. But when it became just personal belief, whenever we let that jump from personal religion, personal religious belief, to just personal belief and gave it the same weight, gave it the same respect, we gave it the same authority as a shield that we could not question. As soon as we gave that over to personal belief, anything goes. And it did. And they just became more brazen, more bold. And that's what happened. Let's be fair about that. It was, wonder what I can get away with. Will people believe that I'm a guy when I'm really a girl? Or the other way around? Will people believe that I'm an animal? Am I a cat? Will people believe anything that I tell them and they have to accept it, and they crammed it down our throats way over the lines of common sense, way over the lines of decency and reasoning, and they squashed everything we could have been saying about this is dumb and this is ridiculous, because we gave their personal belief, we gave their ideas the same weight that we gave people's religious faith. Am I onto something a little bit there? Am I totally out in fucking left field? I can't be the only guy who realizes that happened. Now, I can't put a date on it. I can't say, well, it was November 15th, 1955. I can't put an event to when it happened. I can't put a day on it, but it happened. And they would come at us and say, well, I'm going to practice this and I'm going to be this. Or like, do you disagree with my personal beliefs? That sounded like you were going to say religion, and I was totally going with you until now you just sound crazy. Well, I'm not, and you will abide. And lawyers and courts and liberals and Democrats and three-letter name groups all chimed in and said, you got to go with it. It's their personal belief. Now, did you say religion? No, but it's the same thing. Because you're believing in a religion. You find that acceptable. So now we're going to say they're believing in this. You will find that acceptable too. Now, I don't know. Folks, I don't know. I don't know where that switched. I don't know. But it did. And it changed. And the more we gave into it, the more they said, I wonder what I can get away with now. Okay, how about I'm going to be an attack helicopter. Am I okay to be an attack helicopter? I'm okay if I tell you that I'm non-binary, asexual, and everything's good, right? And we went along with it. There's some moments that we could have put a definite stake in it and said, okay, stop. There's no boys in the Girl Scouts. There's no girls in the boys. Stop right there. There's some moments that we could have dug our heels in and turned that tide, but everything was set up that if we didn't go along with someone's personal beliefs, we were monsters. They come out and tell us it doesn't matter how crazy or how extraordinary my beliefs are, you have no right not to accept them. In fact, you're a bad person if you do. I'm going to tie one more thing into this, then I'm going to get on to some happier stuff. But, and this is personal for me, so I'm not speaking on behalf of anybody here. Now, the last segment, I could have been speaking on behalf of all people with common sense that were over the age of 45. All right? Can't do that here. For me, this is personal. For me, the feminist movement, the feminazis that were women's rights no matter what. The women, just like with the Me Too movement, women are to be believed. Whoa. So she says some guy raped her. Yeah, believe no matter what. Believe at all cost. Supporting women no matter what. Any situation, anytime, women first, women last, women in the middle, women above all else, women. That was their whole thing. That was the running joke for years when I was growing up. It was the feminazis. They had a certain look, they had a certain vibe, and everything was about women. It didn't matter if it was for equal pay or whether quit classifying shoes by men and women sizes, man. Just make one size for everybody, and that's it. Women. This is where it got personal for me. One, Bill Clinton had sex in the Oval Office. Cheated on his wife a bunch. Cheated on his wife a ton. Did the women's movement come out and stand up for Hillary and go, that's it. You leave this pig. You could do better. You leave this guy. You leave him right now. You do not get treated that way. No. They didn't say shit. They didn't say a goddamn thing. And why? Because they wanted the other parts of liberalism. They wanted the other parts of the Democratic Party, no matter what. Now it comes to women's sports. Men are infiltrating it and doing all sorts of shit. Do you think the women, the women's lib movement are saying, no, you will not. You stay out of women's sports. You stay over there. You are not. They're not saying a word. Oh, they're really standing up for women. Anytime it's high profile and anytime it really counts, they don't say anything. You're not out there for women. You're hypocrites. Every one of you. You're liars. I will prove it to you. Again, sorry, we're staying personal. I am 55 years old. Look at me. Look at the way I look. No proof coming. I could publicly go out tomorrow and say, you know what? I've had a change of heart. I identify as a woman. I'm going to walk into that woman's locker room and I'm going to stand in the corner and I'm going to watch them change and I'm going to watch them shower. And it doesn't matter if they're 18 or 80 years old. I identify as a woman. I belong in here. Not only would you hypocritical feminazis, not only would you not call me out on my bullshit, you'd fight for my right to be there. That's where we've become, from taking common sense and someone's personal religious beliefs and giving it the respect it's due, allowing it to quickly cross over to any personal belief gets that same respect, which is bullshit. You can keep it in your own life, it's fine, but you can't do it when it crosses the line and affects other people. All the way to where I'm at right now is if I wanted to, I could claim that. I could put my right hand on the Bible and swear to it, and there would be women's group that force women to change and shower in front of an old guy like me because I said so. You have no litmus test if someone's telling the truth. It's just if they feel it in their heart. The last thing, and I'll leave you on this is for you women's live movement people, you feminazis. I could actually change my mind. I could go to all the showers for a year all over the country and watch women change and watch women shower because I'm becoming a woman. And then at the end of the year, I could say, I had a change of heart. I'm going to go back to being a man. and you'd let me. You'd cry on my shoulder telling me, you're confused. We know what that's like. You don't know what you want. We know. We're with you. Until you decide. We're with you, sister. That's how dumb you guys are. You've ruined women's rights. You're ruining women's sports. And because you're so accepting, you will let anyone trample all over the rights of men, women, and the Constitution, and common sense and common decency. And why? For one reason. So you can walk around and open up your heart and go, look what a great person I am. You actually go home at night thinking there's some nobility inside of you for you helping further the cause of destroying my country. Luckily for me, the pendulum is swinging the other way, and there's more people that think you're cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs than there are that align themselves with you. Told you it was getting heavy for a minute. Got to get onto some of these drinks right now. But that hit me. We talked about that. For those of you who didn't run on the program, we talked about that a year ago. We cannot keep giving the same respect and gravity to anyone's personal beliefs if they're taking it out in the public world where it affects everybody. We can't do that. We can't just, well, they believe it, and if I can just let them do it, I don't know. Well, you push the button on the bomb. I mean, if that's what your belief is, I guess you just fucking do it. You can't do it. There's children that are counting on us to not let that happen. Stop being afraid. I'm done. All right. All right, you want to talk about something else? Talk about something else. Let me get between the sheets here. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, I got one of Christine's out of the way. Oh, we're three more. Mrs. Fort Watton gifted 5 memberships. Thomas Bielowski, Jason Mitchell, Takasama, and Jason Smith, Jeff B. All of you now have a little green. Your name is green. You can now go after the show's over. Don't go now, but you can go back to the YouTube community section and you can peek behind the curtain. In the community section, all of the stuff is now going to be available for you to look at. 2 years of behind the scenes stuff. 2 years of behind the scenes stuff that you get to look at now. And it just keeps coming all the time. Good stuff in there. Who else we got? What's Cooking? Welcome to being an extra. Now look at What's Cooking became a member. I didn't see it because I was telling a story. If I'm telling a story here, I can't see what's going on over there. I hope you guys told What's Cooking. I hope you guys said welcome. Because when that goes by, you guys got to do that. Look, man, when someone walks in the bar, somebody has to say, hey, man, welcome. Grab a stool, pull belly up to the bar. You got to say that. I miss them sometimes. I don't get to say it. I'm counting on you guys. So please and thank you. All right, where was I? Doom, 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 doom. There was who's that? Yeah, stupid facts. I don't know if we can go down that road. We can, but I shouldn't. All right, let me go back to a couple things in here. Boom, 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 boom. The pizza is in here. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna make this a short story, but this pissed me off. And all right, this is a guy working at Disney, dressed as a woman, and Disney is promoting their staff to dress like the opposite sex. And I could go on a rant about this because it would tie in very nicely what we just talked about in the last segment, but I won't. I'm going to put it on a different spin on it because I've been around Disney since I was 0 years old. All right. Disney used to have an image and standards. You remember that? Walt Disney wouldn't let anybody work for him if you had a mustache, if you had a facial hair. No, you can't work here. You're out. You're fired. You're gone. Why? Because Disney they were upholding an image. They were upholding standards. It was a deal. It was something that they did all the time. No facial hair. The guests at the park, you couldn't wear like bikini tops. You couldn't wear stuff that was revealing. Why? Even the guests. Hey, we have an image at Disney. We don't want kids walking around here seeing you dress that way. Could you please put some clothes on? Could you please dress correctly? Could you please not flash your boobs as you're coming down Splash Mountain so it's on the camera, GXMom? allegedly. They had standards. They even had standards for their guests because they were upholding an image. And now, and this goes on. And they well, this is okay. We're supporting diversity and we love everybody. Really? Do you love the 8-year-olds that are going to look up and go, what the fuck is that? Are you accepting? Are you preparing? Are you helping children who have no idea what you're exposing them to? Now, you could say, well, I would say chicks don't have mustaches. Although my Aunt Edna, different story, but we'll argue that later on. Well, basically, chicks don't have, well, they do. They can have everything. A chick can have a penis, and a chick can have a mustache, and a chick, you got this whole big thing. All right, so let me back up. Let's get rid of your stupid argument. Let's go back with some common sense. Snow White didn't have a mustache. Cinderella didn't have a mustache. Belle didn't have a mustache. Let's just keep it in the Disney world and say if you're going to dress the part of Disney and you're going to imitate Disney characters and you're going to stay true to what Walt Disney had said, no mustache on chicks. Okay, this isn't a carnival. You follow me? And the reason that this just, I can't believe Disney thinks they're too big to fail. Maybe they are. Maybe they're right about that shit. But every time they get caught and their stocks go down and their sales go down and their revenue goes down, and Iger, who is no way in his heart on board with this shit, but he has to do it because his job, they just go deeper. They just go harder. They double down and keep doing it. Well, we're going to do it again. And we're going to do it more. Where are you going to go? You kids' cartoons, you come to us. We own Star Wars. We own Marvel. We own Disney. So everything fun in the movies we own, fuck you. You're coming to us anyway. You can't get out of it. So we can do what we want because you got nowhere else to go. Maybe they're right. But my argument is in upholding and following tradition. Go ahead and show me in the last 40 years where a chick was in a Disney film, had a mustache like that. Show me. You're not upholding any Disney traditions. You're not upholding any Disney standards. You're fucking them all up, in my humble opinion. And what the problem is that I don't want to have to explain to my 8-year-old when I take him to Disneyland, he turns around and goes, what the fuck is going on here? I don't want to have that conversation with him at 8, but you're forcing me to have that conversation at 8. I'd much rather have my 16-year-old come home and go, man, I was walking through there, went to buy, what the fuck? At 16, that's a legitimate conversation. You're forcing the rest of us to have those conversations with 4-year-olds, 6-year-olds, 9-year-olds. Shame on you for doing that. You're forcing us to confront issues that our children may not be ready for. Just because you want to do the same thing you always do and have some nobility when you go home and you pour yourself a glass of wine and you sit on your couch and you think, look, I did so much good today. No, you fucked up another American family today. You forced them into a conversation. You forced them down a path that they weren't ready to go to. You know what? I'll raise my kids my way. I don't need you inserting your playing cards into my deck. Okay? When I shuffle and lay cards out there for my kids, I want to know what they're witnessing. I want to know what they're seeing. Stop it. I don't know if anybody can take Disney down or not. I don't know. I know the shareholders are tired of losing money. But that's a deep topic and goes a different way. So, but there you go. Yes, Disney is encouraging their staff to dress differently, cross-dress, whatever, and they're supporting them, and everyone at the park just got to deal with it, just so you know. All right, I got to take another drink. Another drink because the drink said drink, so I got a drink. Another shot right there. I have a shot. Call it respectable, even though it's not. And if I put my fingers over it, you can't really tell how much I poured, although it is in there. Oh, I ain't driving tomorrow. All right. Pum, 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 pum. I'm not going to get in. We'll save that for the World Show for, what day are we at? World Show's on Friday. We'll say it. Okay. Real quick, let's go through a couple things here that are fucked up. Oh my God. PayPal, $100 misses for a double shot for the folks in Florida, Dawson, Hydrate, General. I need to. Guys, Mrs. Four trying to get me all fucked up. I can't wait till Mrs. Four's got me on her front porch. That's going to be a real test. As the Waltons called it, the recipe. If you don't know what the Waltons is, just leave the live stream. I'm not going to explain to you who the Waltons were. All right. So another thing that got me going real quick, we're going to blow through some of these. They're kind of interesting, and I wrote them down. I don't like learning that companies have been bought by other countries. Let me be clear on that, okay? This one's, Ben & Jerry's is owned by England, an English company. I don't write down the name of it. That doesn't matter. But what I was looking at was like, holy shit, am I mad that an English company owns Ben & Jerry's? No, I'm really not. Yeah, there's lots of stuff with Ben & Jerry's lately, but I'm really not. It's like they're England, so we're cool with that, right? All right, how do you feel about Purina? A lot of now in the lot of stuff I've heard lately, and I leave this up to my wife more than me. The Purina bad, all sorts of bad shit in Purina, so I leave it alone. My wife decides some of that for our dogs. She's done very good with our animals. She takes them to the vet, or the vet comes here. She feeds them. She medicates them. She buys them fucking special pillows and beds to lay on. All right, but it's owned by a Japanese company. So I'm thinking, am I upset by that? No, probably not. I'm all right with that. If Purina is owned by a Japanese company, I'm all right. Are you guys okay with that? I'm trying to stir your emotions. Have another drink. Drink with me? All right, I'll drink with you. Because I still owe Christina another one. So I'm drinking right now. I guess I'll got to get to Mrs. 4. Oh, we're 2 more on top of it. All right, look. Tell me, drink, and then tell me if your gut feeling is good or bad with this. Thumbs up like Japanese okay Purina. At the moment, the way I'm feeling right now, unless there's more information, I'm all right with that. It's like, yeah, okay, we're friends with Japan. They're pretty cool cats over there. Japanese company doing their thing. I got it. All these companies that I'm listing were founded, created, inspired, started in America. Now, if this is a world show, I'm going to have to apologize to everybody. Sorry, we're great. I love my country. Everything I'm showing you is an American company. That's how it was started. That's how it was founded. They took it from the ground up, just so you know. All right? Let's drink. All right. So Purina, I'm okay with that. I know Mrs. 4 is writing this down because some of the she may not know. My wife is writing this stuff down right now. All right, here's one for you. Trader Joe's was started in the United States. Brought up in the United States, built in the United States. You know who owns it now? Germany. A German company. Not the country of Germany, but a German company. All right. I'll go along with that. Keeping to the standards of Trader Joe's. My wife loves Trader Joe's. All right. I'm all right. The Germany owns Trader Joe's. Okay. I'll deal with a little bit of that. What else? Sunglass Hut was an American company. Built in America. Started in America. You know who owns it now? Italian company. You know what? I thought that fit. I thought, okay, Sunglass Hut's an Italian company. All right, good. I can see that. You guys aren't doing anything over there in Italy anyway. Have some style. Change the style of Sunglass Hut. Make it fit you guys. Make it fit us. All right, I'm in. I'm not a big sunglass guy. I mean, I wear sunglasses, but I don't know shit about sunglasses. I really don't. But I was okay with that when it says Italian company. All right, I'm good. Come on, let's keep going. Let's not stop here. We got some more, and they're pretty simple. We're moving through them pretty quick. 7-Eleven. Now, admittedly, I lived at 7-Eleven when I was a kid. 7-Eleven was all we had. For those of you who don't know, for those of you under the age of 45, 7-Eleven was it. If you were in a city, it was 7-Eleven. If you were on the outskirts in the county, I learned this about 10 years old, it was Circle K. That's right. If you don't know what Circle K is and you want a quick learned experience on that, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Strange things are afoot at the Circle K, my friend. The Circle K was the county version of 7-Eleven. 7-Elevens were everywhere. I was actually in Las Vegas. I lived there for a couple years. There was 400. I looked in the white pages and I couldn't believe how many 7-Elevens there were. There was actually there was many intersections that had 3 7-Elevens on the 4 corners. 3 of them were I found 4 corners had a 7-Eleven on it. I have a picture of that I took on my Kodak little 110 camera with the stand-up flash. Took it. I got it somewhere. They don't have it anymore, but there was one corner had 4 7-Elevens. I think there was Four intersections that had 3 7-Elevens on them. Blew my mind. But 7-Eleven was it until AM/PM came around in the 80s. That's when I recognized them. And AM/PM gave them a run for their money. AM/PM, Arco AM/PM was 7-Eleven. But 7-Eleven was it for a long time. Now owned by Japan. Started in America, born and bred in America, built in America, and then now a Japanese company owns it. How do I feel? I'm kind of okay with that. It's all right. It doesn't, I haven't been to a 7-Eleven in a long time, but I'm okay with that. What else? Burger King. My wife does not like Burger King, like at all. She could be starving for 3 days. Hey, we're going to stop at Burger King. She'd go, pass. Unless they have ice cubes. I'll take some ice cubes. But she doesn't like Burger King. My son doesn't like Burger King. One thing there. I like their long chicken sandwiches with 16 rows of cheese on it, the long chicken sandwich in there. Anyway, Burger King's not my favorite. I very rarely go there, but I do. They're owned. This is going to help you. Now, this will help all of you who are looking at Burger King right now going, who the fuck would buy Burger King? And you're thinking, because it's the game right now, we're all drinking, do you approve of the new ownership or not? Just your gut reaction, right? This will explain a lot. They're Canadian. Yeah. Canadian company. Did you hear that? Did it come through my mic? Did you hear that? It's like, oh, everybody, collective. Oh, okay. All right. That explains a lot from you. Okay. All right. You're marketing the guy with the crown and the robe that ran through with a football. Okay. You don't really know. All right. That Canadian. I'm okay with that. We're good there. Forbes magazine. No, I don't read Forbes magazine, but when I get to articles that I'm really interested in some heavy research in finance, and then every now and then I got to go to Forbes and go, okay, what the fuck is going on the number side of things, which I've done throughout my life. I've tried to pay attention to some shit, and Forbes has been a resource until now. Ladies and gentlemen, they're owned by a Chinese corporation. China. Now, hold on. Before, calm your dicks and tits. Relax for a second. How am I not okay with a Chinese corporation, not the government, not the country? President Xi does not own this. Why am I not okay with that? I'm going to tell you. In my mind, the way my common sense brain works, my Generation X spider senses become tingly when it comes to China. You can have a Chinese government and you can have a Chinese company, and it seems to me every time someone super smart explains stuff, they're like, yeah, fuck it. The Chinese government tells these companies what to do. They get their information from them, and that's what China's famous for. Whoa. That's an independent company. It's a Chinese company. It's not us. We're the government. They're a company. Bullshit. You fucking guys in the Chinese government got your hand right up the ass of whatever Chinese company's there, and you're making them yak like a puppet. Don't say you're not. All right? So now, can I trust what's in Forbes? I cannot. I don't care if it's, hey, the Republicans are great, the Democrats suck. Yeah, I can't trust it. You guys are going to put out some good articles and mix them in with some bad ones, and I'm going to get suckered in. I'm sorry. That's a problem I've got with that. Chinese-owned company, I got a problem with it. Did I say that about Canada? No. Did I say that about Germany? No. Did I say it about England? Not a chance. This one bothers me. You guys say what you want. You think what you want. We all have different opinions. I'm listening to you, but I'm telling you, that's a problem for me. What else? Motorola, Chinese. All right, not a big deal, but it bothers me a little bit. Popsicle got sold. Whoa. Before you guys get up and leave, before you turn off your TV, before you run for cover, Popsicle, 100% American company, goes back to the roots of my country to I can't even tell you how far back it goes. Those are called popsicle sticks. They will always be called popsicle sticks. You can manufacture those in Afghanistan, and they're going to be called popsicle sticks. That's how big of an impact this American business had on the goddamn world. Popsicle. You want to know who owns it? Thank God it's an English company. Oh, I know. I know. I felt the same way. I haven't had popsicle in years. I don't care. You're talking about my childhood. You're talking about the childhood of a lot of us in here. Owned by an English company. I think the government stays out of it. I'm okay. I'm all right. Let's keep drinking. All right. What else? Citgo gas. Listen. As a mechanic, as a purveyor of wisdom that I pretend to have when it comes to the automotive industry in general, Citgo gas and AM/PM Arco gas are so watered down. Now, I will joke with you and say they're so watered down you could drink it, but you can't. Don't drink it. But I will tell you they're so watered down that it affects the way your computer system on your car changes your spark advance, changes your fuel injection pulse width. It's true. It's a true story. I'm not lying on this. They are such cut rate fuels. They always have been. They're so watered down that there's a rating system on fuel for bringing it up to a certain octane. And you can either have that pure and simple, we have cut this fuel out, kind of like taking the cream off of milk. And you can say, this is the cream off of milk. Or you can chemically make cream, couldn't you? You could chemically, well, I had some chemicals, I did some stuff, and I mixed in some, and look, it is the chemical compound of cream. It didn't taste like cream. Fucking cut the cream off the milk at the top. You got the cream of the crop, baby. Citgo and AM/PM gas are chemically brought up to a standard that sort of passes the octane rating. Venezuela, so I don't care. This one scared the shit out of me. Scared the shit out of me. I thought, oh my God, if fucking Gerber's owned by somebody I don't like, I got to tell my kids, I got to tell my grandkids, I got to be careful. They could poison all of us with one. Before we figured it out, all our babies would be dead. That's where my mind went. Switzerland. Yeah. A Swedish company bought them out. I'm like, all right, fucking A, cool, man. Here, drink one of the Swedes, man. Keep it going. Keep it clean. I like that. Another one that bothered me, Holiday Inn. I thought, man, that has been, for those of you who know Southern California, we just did this trek. You go over the 405, you go to the San Diego Freeway, heading south out of the San Fernando Valley, and there is a round building, I don't know, 20 stories tall, right as you come over the Sepulveda Pass. And that, now it's apartments. But when I was growing up, it was a Holiday Inn, and it was this round shape. It was really fucking cool. I equated it to Randy's Donuts, or Randy's Donuts here, round Holiday Inn there. And it was just part of my child. Holiday Inn, man. How many times have you taken a girl that you weren't supposed to be to? Never mind. That's a different story. How many times has my wife found herself in I'm sorry. Another story. But I was worried about that. England. An English company owns the Holiday Inn. We're good there. Good stuff. I'm telling you. There's good and bad. Firestone. When I learned that Japan owned Firestone, Japanese company, I'm like, all right, I'm okay with that. I'd rather be, these are all American companies, American made, American invented, American built, and then other countries and companies came in and bought an existing kick-ass product from the good old US of A. Now, we'll get into some of the other stuff about who runs what. But Firestone, Japan. This one scared the shit out of me. Oh my God, Christina did another one to Mom's Spa Weekend. Christina, I can't tell you how much I love you. Not just because you did that $100 for thank you not making me drink again. Adam Sonneman, thank God Gen X Talks is still made in America. Yeah, we have not sold out, nor will we. But this one bothered me, GE. And I started reading the article on this. And the first thing the article said, I almost want to drink twice. During this conversation, during this expose, if you will, I want to drink twice. But I won't. I'm only going to drink once. because Big Earl still has to function after the show's over. All right. Chinese. And I was heartbroken. I was upset. I was beside myself. General Electric makes everything from light bulbs to jet engines in Boeing. They're an incredibly diverse and powerful company. And when it said China, I cringed. I almost threw up. Hold on before you get upset. Calm down. Turns out that the only part of GE that they allowed to be sold to the Chinese was their appliance division. Dishwashers, washing machines, refrigerators. I want to tell you, I'm kind of okay with that. GE is not on the top of my list of appliances that I would buy. They're not. And I've done a lot of homework. Listen, I got a gut feeling on a lot of these companies from dealing with them personally. I've been on this planet 55 trips around the sun. Okay? I've learned a thing or two. I'm just a dumb mechanic in the middle of the desert. I don't have time for focus groups, man. I'm just at ground level. I'm at street level. I'm at front door level. Just like you. I was okay with that. The rest of it, still American. Okay. This one I didn't give a shit about. Well, hang on. Legendary Films. They're not in a bunch of movies. They're in some. Chinese companies bought out the whole thing to be in the film industry. But anytime you see Legendary, now Chinese owned. Come on, turn off your shit there. Turn off. All right. Alka-Seltzer. I don't use it, but Germany. So I was okay with that. Germany was okay. This one sparked some controversy. There was some chat room discussion on Smithfield ground pork, their entire pork division. They're one of the largest pork manufacturing packing plants, for a better term. Origin to packing to sales, Smithfield. Now, I never even heard the name. Turns out they sell to other companies who repackage or who Smithfield packages for. Okay, so they're huge in the industry. They're not the only one. But they're huge. And that's owned now Hong Kong. Now, remember, for a lot of years, Hong Kong, British, Hong Kong, not China, now China. So, and I don't know whether they're resisting or whether China has their hand up their ass too. I don't know. But the thing that bothers me about that, in a way that I'm going to say this, is, let's say, and they don't, because we covered this, but let's say China owned Gerber, owned Smithfield Major Pork. Let's say they bought all this land all around the United States, and they got into wheat and cows and stuff, milk products. If they decided to attack us with some chemical, some virus, and simultaneously put it in baby food, dog food, milk products, wheat products, and we caught it 3 or 4 months into it, how much would it stop our country from functioning? Our military eating that food, aircraft carriers on autopilot in the Pacific. Millions of babies getting sick all at once, overwhelming hospitals. I worry about shit like that. I worry about our government not caring. I don't think the Biden administration, I think they would laugh at me and go, you're out of your fucking mind. You're a conspiracy guy, which I'm not. I think a Trump administration would say, you know what, I've been thinking about that shit too, and I got people on it. We're going to put some things in place to check that shit so it doesn't even happen for 2 days. If we catch it on day 1, it won't happen on day 2. That's my feeling on that type of thing, administration versus administration. One would blow off the American public and say, fuck it, you guys are all out of your mind. We got this. And the other administration would say, you know what? Better to be safe than sorry. Let's fucking put some handcuffs on this right now. I'm just saying, we're just talking here. We're just talking. All right. Where was I? Last one. This one just hurt my feelings. You guys remember the Iron Man competition when we were kids? Remember Iron Man? Didn't they do that like all in Hawaii? And then there was some dude who bought it for like $3 million in the 80s or the late 80s, early 90s, and from Florida. But there's an Iron Man competition was part of a triathlon. It was a big fucking thing. Iron Man. There ain't nothing more American than that. When you go out to Hawaii and you got a triathlon going on and there's people competing. Come on, Iron Man, not the Marvel hero. Not Robert Downey Jr. Come on, the real thing. Whole thing bought by China now. I don't know if they're going to fuck with it or not. Probably not, but God, it just pisses me off. It's like if China came in and bought apple pie, I'd still be pissed. I'd be mad. I'm just saying I got some stuff out there in my head. I got stuff I'm thinking about there. All right? So that's the thing on that. All right. Where are we at? Let me look over here, make sure there's nothing in the sheets. Nana A, member for 10 months. Oh, KGXT Studios member. For those of you who are members in different levels, KGXT Studios is the highest level you can get. It comes with a perk that's coming up when the radio station starts. It comes with a perk you wouldn't believe. I ain't telling you about it. But that is the highest commitment to supporting the kid and the channel and the program that you guys can do. It's your hard-earned money. You don't have to give us shit. You don't have to subscribe. You don't have to be part of anything. We would still be here doing our job. We would. But the fact that you guys take money that you went and worked for, you earned that money. It's not mine. It's not Gen X Talks money. That's your money. Every time you lay down $1, it fucking counts. Don't think that we take that shit lightly. You know, when you guys package something up and send it in the mail, when we open that up, most of the time we're all in the same spot in the kitchen. Those of you who've been in my kitchen, few of you have, you know exactly what I'm talking about now. We open that shit together and we say it. We like, this person took the time to purchase and mail us something. Down to the nth degree. Don't think we don't. If I don't say thank you enough, that's on me. All right. What'd I miss? I missed something went by there. Christina Dvorak, $200 for the barbecue. Wish I could be there. Christina, why aren't you going to be here? You've been such a big part of this program for so long. Not just this, but your comments, your input, you're always here. Why aren't you going to be here for this? God damn it, Christina, I want to comment in the comment section. I demand an explanation. Because if I have to come kidnap you from wherever you are and then I might do it. But I need an explanation. Christina Dvorak, $200 for the barbecue. We're making a dent in that. You guys are $5, $2, $3, $5. Thank you for doing that. That is making a dent, a huge dent, in what it's going to cost Gen X Mom to put this shindig on. But Christina, I really would like an answer to that question. All right, where else am I here? Don't. Mrs. Fort Watton, humor stories, please. All right. Nana A.M. for 10 months. KGXE Studios, PayPal, $100. Oh, my God. The folks in Florida thing. I've done that. I think I'm caught up. I really do. I think I'm caught up. Am I caught up yet? You guys keeping track? I'm fucking drinking. I'm not pouring them out and drinking an empty glass. I'm just a big guy. It takes me a while to get there. All right. If Christina gives us an explanation, somebody copy and paste it. I want to know. True. Christina Dvorak gifted 10 memberships. As if she hasn't done enough tonight. 10 of you now get the privilege of taking a peek behind the curtain. Who get them? Generation X-Ray Vision, Ryan Palma, Goho Shane, Just in Time, Dale Sparrow, Tina V, Radium Rickshaw, Mike, Richard Frank, Jamie Martinez. All these fucking weird names you guys come up with. You guys know when you guys join up YouTube and they ask you, what would you like to be called? You guys can fucking name anything you want. And you come up with the most bizarre, abstract, fucked up, inbred, Jed, backwoods names you can find. And then some dude just goes, Mike. Well, you know what? To Mike, you got a membership from Christina. Bob McKinley, member for 6 months. General, it's so sad. Not only has our president and government sold us off and out, now we have American companies selling out as well. I just don't understand why, because it's easy to do. And there's a lot of money out there. Now, hold up on this. General Motors is one of the ones that I was most concerned about. I don't think I put that one up there. General Motors, it says now owned by China. And I had to go looking deeper. I had to go down that rabbit hole. So here's what I learned about a lot of these companies. Now listen to me. This is going to set your mind at ease. Every one of you is rubbing your head right now. You're all upset because of everything I shared with you. Even the companies that were English and German and Switzerland and Japan, you're still bothered by that. So am I. So am I. But listen, when you start doing the homework on that, you start going down the rabbit hole of who's doing what. A lot of these are bought by outside entities. They either own 51% of the shares or they bought the company outright, but they are not influencing the company. Let me tell you what I mean. General Motors is not owned outright by a Chinese company. General Motors is listed General Motors is listed as owned by a Chinese company. Every website I went to, everything I saw, Chinese owned, had the name of the company. Some automotive group. I went deeper. Vanguard, the big multi-trillion-dollar investment capital group, owns a chunk of it. Was it BlackRock? Owns a chunk of it. Is it BlackRock? BlackRock. China is heavily invested in those investment strategies. Now, there's also a difference between voting members of the board and non-voting members of the board. In other words, if you could prove that China owned a majority stock in different investment companies that invested in GM, that still doesn't mean that the board is a Chinese board of directors. It still doesn't mean that they affect any change in the company at all. It doesn't mean that they have effect on day-to-day operations, the pensions of hardworking Americans that build those vehicles. None of that's true. In fact, that is one of it looks like the structure of the company, from my understanding, it is almost protected against that kind of shit happening. You don't invest in our company? Go ahead. It's like if someone said, hey, we're going to invest, a Chinese company came and said, we're going to invest $10 million in Gen X Talks. Fine. Sign right here. Give me the fucking money. Well, we've now invested $10 million in Gen X Talks. Yeah, let me stop you right there. You don't get to say shit. All you get is your name on the wall behind me that you gave me $10 million. I don't care if it's the Chinese flag. Fine, $10 million, because I'm going to explain to everyone that I'm in talking to here. They put $10 million into Gen X Talks. I'm going to feed the homeless in America. I'm going to donate that money. I'm going to make America a better place. I'm going to put that into politicians that I believe in that can make change. All they got was their name on the wall. They don't own shit. They wouldn't control one. I wouldn't sell out. Control. You want to do something for you want to do something? Go ahead, donate the money. I don't give a shit. Buy GM, but you don't get to tell me. You don't get to tell GM what to change the badge on their logo on their trucks. You want to buy General Electric? Fine, but you're not changing what they do for building engines for Boeing. The one thing I learned with that is that there are corporate structures set up where you can invest all the money you want, run around the world telling everybody, well, we own this or we do. You don't own shit. You got money invested and you get a dividend return. Do you have a vote? Are you a voting member of the board? Are you a voting shareholder? No, you're not, because you went through Vanguard and Vanguard owns, 8%. That's it. That may be a majority stock. You don't like it, fucking sell it. I had no idea that's what it meant because I was very upset just like you. Now, we don't have stock here at Gen X Talks, but if President Xi called me up tomorrow and says, we're putting $10 million into Gen X Talks, I'd fucking take it and go, good. And he would get no control, no say, no nothing, and I would take that money and make whatever corner of America I could better. I would take that motherfucker's money and I would turn it against them because you know what? That's what I fucking do. I would absolutely do that in a fucking heart. And I would tell you guys, hey, that fucker was stupid enough to give me $10 million. Guess what we're doing with it over here? And I would tell you every fucking dime that was spent. And I got a feeling that there's still some hardcore American companies that are doing that very thing. And people give them shit for taking stock. You let the Chinese take... They haven't sold out. They're paying the pensions of their American workers. They're paying American families to work. They're paying American families who've retired. And until someone can crack that code of getting in and taking control, when you tell me that Boeing's got a Chinese-made engine in one of their airplanes, you tell me that it says China on the outside, then I'm going to have a problem. But right now, it ain't happening. Boeing and GE are like, invest all the money you want. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit where the money. We're still doing what we want, when we want, how we want, and the way we want. Yes. I'm following a little bit on the Trump model on that. Has he been in business with Russians? Has he been in business with Chinese? Sure. Also Portuguese and Germans and everybody else. But when it all comes down to it, he takes the money and Trump does what he wants with the money. I'm not saying he's a great businessman. Maybe he is, maybe he's not. But you know what he never did? Taking all that money from all those places in a business context before he was president. He never sold out his family legacy. He never sold out his country. Not once. You can debate everything else, but he never did that. If I had the opportunity, I'd follow that same fucking model. Someone gives me $10 million, the small town I live in is not going to have one fucking homeless person on the street at all. Not one. Any veterans in my town, they're going to be taken care of until I'm flat fucking broke and starting over again. And then I'm going to ask them for another $10 million. I'm going to do it all over again. That's how I feel about it. That's one thing I learned from digging into all those companies that are owned by other companies in foreign countries. It doesn't mean that the foreign countries have any influence. And even if China does, it doesn't mean that they have control. But boy, they sure love to throw that shit in your face, don't they? Oh, China owns it. You're fucked. No, not really. Not when you look at it. Not even at all. I'm fucking drinking. I got myself all mad and happy at the same time. Fuck it. I don't know. Let's fucking drink. Anybody drinking with me? I know. I shouldn't. I went down that fucking roll and I'm just telling you, if you're still with me, raise a glass. If you hung up, you hung up. I got it. I'm just waiting for one glass to come up there. Just Lionheart. There's my man. Dragon Slayer Jade. There we go. The real Chuck Norris. Josh Maddox. There's some coming in. There's some drinks. 747, Noel, no go. All right. I still got a little love in the room. Tot Knots Raising Coffee, good. That's what I'm talking about. I just want to make sure that if you guys hung up because you don't agree with me, you think that I would sell out, fine. Think what you want. I don't give a shit. I know what I do. I know in my fucking heart, and you can't change that. There's some names right there. Sam's in. Chris is in. Go Smoke a Toad. Smickey's in. Scott, there we go. There's enough in there. All right. Nobody told me to fuck off yet, so I guess we're on the same page. If you don't like it, just fucking hang up. Thank you, guys. Michelle says, I'm drinking with you. There we go. Thomas Van Ethan, thank you. Eaton, that's it. All right. Where am I at? Christine Dvorak, remember, I'm in Austin, Minnesota. Come kidnap me. Don't think I fucking won't. Christina? You email genxdad@genxtalks.com. You give me a fucking address. I will send a plane ticket and 2 big, strong, burly men in suits with dark glasses to kidnap you and park your ass right here at the barbecue. No, do it. You can't stop me. Give me the address. What's your favorite car from the 80s Gen X? Thomas Van Etten. What's your favorite car from the 80s Gen X? Dad, personally, it's me a Buick Regal GSX because it's powerful engine, fast as hell. I remember when it was 84, 86 Buick Regal. You know, they do the production cars, fastest production car. Hot Rod Magazine does it. Others do it too. Fastest production car. Now, they excluded the Corvette ZR1 because of special circumstances. It was special order only. But production car, you could drive up to the Buick parking lot, Pontiac, Chevy, Ford, Mustang, Camaro, drive it off the lot. What's the fastest quarter-mile production car each year? Do you know the Buick Regal won one year? That's what he's talking about. True story, won one year. Buick Regal. I remember getting the magazine going, oh my God. A Buick Regal was the fastest quarter-mile production car in America. Good stuff. All right. I had so much more stuff to get to. I didn't even come close. I told the podcast we do, my wife and I do a podcast, an audio podcast. Most of you know. Somebody can put up the link to the audio podcast. It's a lot of fun, and we're getting geared up to do one this week. We got to pick up Lionheart from the airport on Thursday, so we're trying to see if we can do it early or late. We're figuring it out. But I told her, I said, because now we're doing these things, Mrs. 4 Watt and $100 barbecue catering cost. Hope y'all have a blast. Mrs. 4, we're going to have a blast, but it's going to be lessened. It's going to be lessened. The barbecue will be lessened. The barbecue will be less. The event will be lessened. It will be a lessened event. The barbecue, it isn't going to be as good without you. Mrs. 4, plain and simple, it isn't going to be as good without you, just so you know. What was I fucking talking about? Oh, the podcast. So I told her we've been doing, we do an audio podcast every Friday. Boom, boom, boom. 4 times a month, Friday. The last one we did a video. We also did a video and we didn't release it for a couple of days. It went over very well. I think we should do it that way every time. She says once a month we should do the video. I said no, we should do it every time. Release the audio first, release the video a couple days after every time. We're still arguing, but this time I said, hey, we do the video part. You should be topless. And she goes, I will go topless on the video if you will. Yeah, nobody wants to see that shit. Big old fat guy topless on them. But then again, nobody be looking at my screen, so maybe I could have this big screen. She could have this big screen. I don't know. But she didn't say no. That was important. So if you guys want to check it out, get caught up. The last 10 or 15 episodes have been fucking outstanding. It's been so much fun to do. And the next one's coming on Friday. We got a lot of stuff going on. I got to drive to San Diego tomorrow. The kids got a big list to do tomorrow. And that's where we at. That's Wednesday. Then Thursday, Lion comes in, and Thursday, Friday, Saturday, it is going to be a whirlwind around this place. Not only do we have shows to do, we have a world show, we have Facebook shows to do at night, but also on top of that, we got to record the podcast and get it out, the audio and the video portion of it. Plus, we have the big show to get caught up for the live stream that we're going to do on Sunday. We're going to do a Bottom of the Glass show on Saturday. The barbecue's on Sunday. Going to be a huge cameras everywhere. We're trying to get cameras everywhere for that show. That is going to be one that's really fun to do. Listen, I got to get out of here. I got to go. I can't thank you guys enough for dropping in the bucks you did, for hanging out, for listening. If you needed to escape, what are we at? We're at 2 hours tonight. For you guys had to escape reality and just hang out with some friends. What a better place to do it than when Gen X Talks. What a better time to do it. If you had to waste 2 hours of your evening, what better place to waste it than here with friends? That's what we all are. I'm going to pour one more drink. I'm still well within the limit of Big Earl's satisfaction. So thank you guys for showing up. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for listening. We are the Bottom of the Glass Nation. Every one of us is just a bunch of jabronis. We're just a bunch of extras. We're all trying to fit in and make a difference and go on with life. Everyone just trying to be happy from one moment to the next and trying to drag someone along into happiness with us. That's what it's all about. Don't do it on your own. Bring someone with you. Whether you're listening around the planet, AM, FM, Sirius XM, or maybe you're tuning in from the Armed Service Radio Network, remember a couple of things. Wherever you go, there you are. That's one. Please also remember, I'll be around. I'll catch you guys on the flip side. That's right. I said it.